Hello friends, welcome back to physics classes by Harish, and today we are going to discuss about the motion in straight line. First chapter, units and measurement chapter completed, and now we are going to start the motion in straight line. Right. So it is a part of kinematics. Here, what does that mean by kinematics? Kinematics is nothing but motion of an object. Study of motion of an object without cause is nothing but kinematics, and dynamics is nothing but study of motion of an object with cause is nothing but dynamics. So here it is a part of kinematics. In kinematics we have two chapters, motion in straight line and motion in plane. And this is also known as motion in 1D, right? Motion in 1D and motion in plane are part of kinematics. So here first of all we'll see that basic terms in this motion in straight line. First one is nothing but rest. Rest is nothing but position of an object does not change with respect to the surrounding, right? So object is continuous state of the same position, then we can say that it is in rest, right? Like trees, buildings, mountains, rocks, and all are the non-living organisms, non-living things are in rest, we can say that. Okay. Position of object does not change with respect to the surrounding, that object is nothing but we can say that that object is in rest. Second one is nothing but motion. Motion is nothing but position of object with respect, position of an object changes with respect to the surrounding, right? So vehicles are moving on the road, we can see that with respect to surroundings, with respect to surrounding, object position changes from one point to another point as time goes on. So that is nothing but motion of an object. Here rest and motion are relative terms. Rest and motion are relative terms. Best example is nothing but when we are moving in a vehicle, so with respect to the vehicle we are in rest. When the person who is observing from the outside the vehicle, we are in motion, right? So with this example we can say that rest and motion both are in relative terms. Next, coming to that, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion is nothing but if object travels equal distance and equal interval of time, equal distances in equal interval of times, in the sense, suppose 10 kilometers in 30 minutes, next 10 kilometers also in 30 minutes. So that type of motion is nothing but uniform motion, we can say that. Next one is nothing but non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion is nothing but uh, if an object travels unequal distances in unequal interval of time, right? Either distances are equal, if distances are equal, maybe time not equal. If distances are unequal, maybe time will be equal. Any one may not be equal. That type of motion is nothing but non-uniform motion. Let us take one example. If a vehicle is moving 10 kilometers in 20 minutes, first 10 kilometers in 20 minutes and the next 10 kilometers in 15 minutes. So this type of motion is nothing but non-uniform motion. Like time also, distance also differences. Like first 10 kilometers in first 10 kilometers in 15 minutes and the next 20 kilometers in 15 minutes. So this type of motion also known as non-uniform motion. Next one is nothing but kinematic variables. Kinematic variables is nothing but the physical quantities which we are using in this motion in straight line are known as kinematic variables. Kinematic variables are distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration and time. So in this, throughout this chapter we'll use these 5 variables only. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. With the time, including time, it is 6 variables we'll use. So distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration and time, right? So these are the kinematic variables. Okay, then distance and displacement are the measure of the length. Distance and displacement are the measure of the length. As we know that a distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is nothing but length of the path followed by the object, and displacement is nothing but shortest distance between the initial point and final point. To measure the distance, we no need to follow a particular direction. We have to measure the length of the path followed by the object. For example, if you are moving from city A to city B, there are many ways to move from city A to city B. So right. So the length of the path followed by the, whatever the path you are following, we have to measure the length of the path followed by the object is gives the distance. And if you find the shortest distance between the city A and city B is nothing but a displacement, right? So if object is moving in uniform and straight line motion, distance is equal to displacement. Object is moving in uniform and straight line motion, distance is equal to displacement. In general, remaining all the cases, distance is always greater than the displacement. Distance cannot be positive, displacement can be positive, negative and zero also, right? Distance is a vector scalar quantity and the displacement is a vector quantity. Why? Because to measure the distance between the 2 points, no need to follow a particular direction. It does not have any direction to measure the distance between the 2 points. That is why distance is a scalar quantity. And the displacement, to get the displacement between the 2 points, we have to follow a particular direction, that is in straight line motion. So displacement have particular direction, it means, so displacement is a vector quantity. As we know that vector is nothing but a physical quantity which has magnitude and direction is known as a vector, and scalar is nothing but a physical quantity, it does not have direction, is known as scalar quantity. So here also distance does not have particular direction, because of that reason it is a scalar quantity. Displacement have direction and magnitude, so it is a vector quantity. Displacement can be positive, negative and zero, and these all cases we'll see in the next class. Thank you. Yes. So here distance and displacement we are going to see here. So distance is nothing but length of path followed by the object. Whatever the path followed, that length is nothing but distance. So distance is a scalar quantity. Units is meter in SI or MKS. We can say that SI or MKS. So CGS unit is centimeter and dimension is L. Dimension is L. Already we discussed in the units and measurement chapter, dimension, how to write the dimension of physical quantity and all we already discussed. And it is always positive quantity mark. So distance is always positive. Okay, you have to remember blindly, you can remember that distance is always positive. It cannot be in zero, it cannot be negative. And next one is displacement. Shortest distance between the initial and final point of an object which is in motion is known as displacement, and it is a vector quantity. Why? Because already we discussed that to measure the distance displacement between the 2 points, we have to follow a particular direction, that is straight line motion, straight line path. So because of that the direction, it is a vector quantity. Units and dimensions same as the distance mark, both are measure of length only. So because of that units and dimensions same as the distance, so displacement can be positive, negative and zero also. We'll see that how to find the with small example we can see that here how to find the distance and displacement, how to differentiate that. So let us, object is started at A, distance between A and B is 3 km and distance between B and C is 4 kilometers. Like object is started at A and reaches the point C. Object started at A and reaches the point C by the following the path A to B and B to C. Now here distance is equal to AB plus BC. So this is 3 plus 4, which is 7 kilometers. Distance is nothing but 7 kilometers. Now coming to displacement. To find the displacement of an object, distance is nothing but AB plus BC. Distance is equal to AB plus BC, right? So here AB is nothing but what, 3 kilometer plus BC is nothing but 4 kilometer. So total is nothing but 7 kilometers. So this is the distance. And coming to displacement, how to calculate the displacement? Shortest, we are saying that shortest distance between the initial point and final point. So initial point is A, final point is C. Shortest means we have to follow the straight line. So like this. Okay. C. In this direction we have to find. So according to Pythagoras theorem, ABC form a right angle triangle. According to Pythagoras theorem, AC is nothing but AB square plus BC square. So then it will be, we can say that here root of 3 square plus 4 square. 3 square plus 4 square, this is root 9 plus 16. This is root 25 equal to 5 kilometer. Root 25 is equal to 5. So it is the 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers is the displacement of an object. 5 kilometers is the displacement of an object, right? As we discussed that the displacement is positive, negative and zero. So if object is moving in forward direction without changing its direction continuously, if it is moving in forward direction, its displacement is positive. Suppose if its direction changes, initially it is moving eastward and again it changes its direction to westward, then displacement can be negative, right? So the next third one is it can be zero also. Displacement can be zero also if object return to its original position. So here example, initially object started at A, it is moved from A to B and B to C. Again C to A, it is moved in this direction. After that, after certain time again it is at A, right? So displacement of the object is zero. We can say that if object return to its original position, its displacement is zero, but displacement cannot be zero. Suppose here object started A, it moved A to B, B to C and C to A. In this case displacement will be zero, but distance is 3 plus 5, 3 plus 4 plus 5, totally will be 12 kilometers is the distance and 0 is the displacement, right? So if object return to its original position, displacement will be zero, but distance cannot be zero. The length of the path followed by the object gives the distance. Okay, thank you.